My name is Brendan Downs. I'm from Miltown, Malbay, County Clare, Ireland. And I come here in November of 1958 with my brother Tommy. And my sister and her brother-in-law picked us up, Eddie Burke picked us up in New York. And we've been here since. Well, we're chasing the pot of gold. So, so we had to leave. There was no pot of gold in Miltown, Malbay, so we had to go somewhere else looking for it. And my sister lived here, so she's the one that sponsored us. Came here and got a job at G Fox's for Christmas help. Yeah, and that was 1958. And then after that, I went to work for Allstate Insurance Company. Worked for them for 3 years. The money wasn't that great, so I used to take the bus back and forth all the time. And there was a Jewish store, and I used to pick up the bus right outside the Jewish store in Albany Avenue, Bernstein's Meat. And I got talking to the owner, and he asked me, where I was working and this and that. He said, "You like it?" I said, "Yeah, I like it. I love the job, but the money is not that great." So he asked me if I was interested in becoming a meat cutter. So I said, "Yeah." So I thought maybe he was hiring. So it wasn't him. It was Kopaco in Bloomfield, who was very good friends with them. So he brought me in the store. He called Herman Berkowitz. Thought Merson, him is dead, and I got a job there, and I stayed there for 34 years. And the thing was that at that time, you had to sign up for the draft. And I got drafted. No draft notice. I've been here for 6 months. So I went down, and there was a man that used to come around to the club, and he was a sergeant major in the National Guards. His name was Tom Brady. And so I was talking to him about it. So he suggested I go down and try and join the National Guard if I didn't want to go in the Army. So I went down and got in the National Guard. I went down with Tom Staunton, went down the same day as me. So the two of us signed up together for the National Guard. And we went for basic training to Fort Dix, New Jersey. And it was a 6-year commitment, 6 months active duty and 5.5 years reserve. So in the meantime, got involved in the club here. I met some people who were members of the club. I got involved in the club, and I liked what was going on. I met a lot of great people. I liked what was going on, and I got involved. And somebody suggested having an election, and somebody suggested I run for second vice president. They already had a vice president, so I ran for second vice president. I got it, and probably I had it for like maybe I would say maybe a year and a half, 2 years, and decided to rewrite the constitution of the club because there was some conflicts going on and stuff. And so they rewrite the constitution. So they wrote the second vice president out of a job. Then 4 or 5 of us got together, started Irish Northern Aid. It was Joe Riley, Pat Sayers, myself, Mike Liddy, and 5 of us, I think. It was 5. So we got that going, and we kept going, still going. Tommy McBride is still running it. No. Oh, well, Northern Aid got to be very, very, we joined, we started this branch here because they were trying to raise money for the people, the families in Northern Ireland who were getting hammered, And I think about it now, and I think, well, what's happening over in the Gaza, and what's going on with the Gaza Strip, and the hesitation that anybody doesn't want to get involved. Nobody wanted the Church Ireland, Northern Ireland, to get involved because it was the Brits, and the Brits knew what they were doing, and they were trying to teach them savages a lesson, It's about the way they looked at it, just like what's happening in Gaza right now, Yeah. So we got organized, and we helped organize Meriden, and New Haven, and Springfield, and Waterbury. We got 4 branches going because of this one here. So we help organize them. We go to talk them, help them organize. So they were very successful. Springfield is still going, and I don't know about New Haven so much, but the need is not there anymore now because since the Good Friday Agreement, they have received most of what they're looking for, except one thing: the United Ireland. When I joined, it was downtown, yeah, And the big difference then was, you went to the club that time, most of the people in there didn't have a car. Most people were either riding the bus or getting a ride from somebody else. And at the Isle of Safety is where everybody got together after the club closed. Everybody had to catch a bus. You got the Asylum Street bus, the Blue Hills Avenue bus, the Albany Avenue bus. Everybody headed off in a bus in different directions. The fact of the matter was that the Travelers Insurance Company wanted to expand and were interested in buying the club. And they made a nice, generous offer, I guess. So we don't want to be greedy or anything like that, but I guess we thought we could squeeze some more money out of the Travelers. And consequently, they told us that, hey, we're going to go ahead with our building program, we're going to build right around you. And because the parking across the street where the boat building is, the Phoenix, that was our extra. If you wanted parking, that was you had to park over there. Now that was going to be gone because the Phoenix were building a new building. So we were like trapped there like the Chicken Man, you know? Yeah. And so the Chicken Man, we were the last, almost the second last out of there. The Chicken Man hung in another few years, you know? So then everybody was saying, oh, geez, last time you're out in the boondocks. How are you going to get out there? You know, it's so far out. You know? So anyways, people finally accepted the fact that they had no choice in the matter. They looked at a few other locations. There was a monastery up in Bloomfield. They were interested in that, and there was so much work involved and so much red tape that there was just so much. They were very, very fortunate that people like Jimmy Golden and Jimmy Staunton and people like that who knew the construction end of this thing, and they put it together and I got this beautiful club built. You know? I'm very happy to see that the club all those years later is thriving. It's a big organization now. At that time, you probably had, I would say, no more than 500 members. You know? And you had a lot of people from Ireland, a lot of immigrants that came over. Now, not that many, you know, because the economy over there is better. The immigration laws have changed. And people who do come over now are like, because of television and everything else, they're more Americanized or localized. So they can go downtown Hartford and hear the same music, you know. And so it's like Irish music is not a big turn on for them anymore, you know. So that's all to do with time. Time changes, you know. And by the way, the big thing that happened when I first came over was, we don't want to dwell a lot on politics, I guess, but the one thing that got us all together was John F. Kennedy running for president. He was the first Catholic president to run, and everybody, no questions asked, got behind him 100%, you know. So we were very proud of that, you know. I met Ted Kennedy and I met some of Bobby Kennedy's kids, you know. Met Caroline. Caroline was in my bar. I used to own a bar in Hartford, and Caroline was down there. And met a lot of people down there, you know. Paul Newman, Toby Moffat. So I saw my wife at a dance at the Irish Club, and I ran into her again at the Hibernians were having a dance at the Sagabon Hall in Washington Street. And I ran into her there, so then we connected there. And the rest is history. We got married in 1965, and we had three children, Kathy, Tim, and Mike. And Tim and Mike are members of the club, and they love to come down here and see what's going on, you know. So they're interested in it. And we go to Ireland, I think Tim has been there like 15 times, I believe, you know. And Mike has been there about 8 or 10 times. And my daughter has been back several times. At this stage of the game, I'm 83 years old now, and I appreciate meeting some of the characters that were around when I joined the club. Well, there isn't too many left, by the way, you know. So, like I just lost John Droney. He was one of the old timers, you know. So it's very nice to come down and meet some of the young guys. They're excellent people, you know. So I always enjoy coming back here. I come down for the hurling games and football games on TV. There's broadcasts from Ireland. And that's a big thing because that didn't happen back in the old days, you know. All I want to say is Gora Mahagut, which means thank you very much. I'd just like to say up the banner.
Okay, hold on. All right, here we go.
Up the banner.
banner!